Good afternoon, class. Today we will be discussing one of the most controversial figures in the history of political thought, Niccolò Machiavelli. Machiavelli was an Italian philosopher, writer, and politician who lived during the Renaissance era. He is best known for his seminal work, The Prince, which was published in 1532. This book has been interpreted in many different ways over the centuries, and Machiavelli's ideas have been both praised and condemned. At its core, The Prince is a treatise on the art of ruling. Machiavelli was interested in what it takes for a leader to maintain power and control in the face of internal and external threats. He argued that a leader should be willing to do whatever it takes to protect their position, even if it means resorting to violence or deceit. This has led many people to characterize Machiavelli as a ruthless advocate of political expediency, someone who believed that the ends always justify the means. However, this is a simplistic reading of his work. Machiavelli was not advocating for cruelty or amorality for its own sake. Rather, he believed that the successful ruler must sometimes make tough choices in order to preserve the stability of the state. Machiavelli was also an advocate for republican government. He believed that the people should have a voice in the decisions that affect their lives, and that rulers should be held accountable for their actions. He saw this as a way to prevent the abuses of power that had plagued Italy for centuries. In addition to The Prince, Machiavelli also wrote extensively on military strategy and the nature of political power. He was interested in the relationship between the ruler and the ruled, and he believed that this relationship was dynamic and constantly evolving. So what can we learn from Machiavelli's work today? While his ideas may seem harsh or even repugnant to some, they still have relevance in the modern world. We can see echoes of his philosophy in the way that modern leaders navigate complex political situations, and in the way that nations use force to protect their interests. But we can also see the limitations of Machiavelli's thinking. His emphasis on the use of force and deception can lead to a cynical and amoral approach to politics, and his belief in the primacy of the state over the individual can lead to abuses of power. Ultimately, Machiavelli's legacy is a complex one. He was a thinker who was willing to challenge conventional wisdom and to ask difficult questions about the nature of power and politics. His ideas continue to provoke debate and discussion to this day, and we can learn much from engaging with his work in a critical and thoughtful way. Thank you for joining me for this lecture on Niccolò Machiavelli.